part 2 of chapter 1. So I kind of went a little bit in the other video down, and we stopped kind of like at the wooden ruler being hit in the head. That was in 3rd and 4th grade. That teacher totally and utterly hated me. Not because I was a horrible person, at least I don't think so, but because I was a Christian. And that changed everything in a lot of people's eyes. If you were a Christian, then you were the enemy, considered like a plague, looked down, put down, and publicly humiliated as much as possible, as if we didn't get it up to that point. Hey, we're not liked. I remember, but like I said, my teacher from the 5th to the 8th grade, Miss Kim Tuan, and mother teacher, which happened to be Romanian literature teacher. We always had a mother teacher from the 5th grade to, down to once we've even finished. In high school, you also had a mother teacher. That it could be male or female, and he was assigned to a particular class, and if you had any kind of problems, you went to her directly, or him directly. And I had a wonderful mother teacher that really kind of undid what this other teacher broke in the 3rd and 4th grade. And it took some time. It took, a year or two to really get put back together in a way where my grades started to really exceed again, and stuff like that, because by then what would you call, colleagues in the class had a certain idea about who I was based on this other teacher in the 3rd and 4th grade that constantly humiliated me and stuff like that. Made me feel like I was absolutely nothing. And it was, I think, when I say regularly, I think it was daily. It was daily something that she would have to do or say towards me, just to publicly humiliate me in front of the whole class, to make them laugh at me and stuff like that, to make me feel like really I was nothing and I should have not ever been born and stuff like that. It's very damaging at that age, at 3rd and 4th grade, and later on as well. But it's really damaging, because you sit there and you're trying to figure out, you look at yourself, you have two pairs, you have one pair of eyes, meaning 2 eyes, and 1 nose, and 1 mouth, and arms, and legs, just like everybody else. You look just like everybody else, and you're trying to figure out in your little mind, why are they perceiving you so very different, and why are you a threat, and why are you not supposed to be alive, bottom line, and why are you, why are you hated like that, and to such deep level. And I know that my brother, so I'm the oldest, and Alin is next in line. He's actually the oldest boy, but I'm the oldest of 12. And Alin, kind of revealed some stories as well. When he was in 1st and 2nd grade, he got a teacher. She had some medical issue because one of her leg retained water, and it was extremely thick, the whole leg, and the other one was normal. She would kind of drag her leg around, and every time, and that was Alin's teacher, and every time Alin would pass by or be in proximity of her or anything like that, she would just hit him and curse at him, and we were called the Satan's Christian, which it's oxymoron, because it doesn't really work. No, we were not Satan's Christians, we were God's Christians. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna go into detail about that one, but we were constantly called, put down, and put, morons and Satan's Christians and stuff like that, and things like that. So he was always hit like that. And then we moved, because we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. Then we moved into a 4-bedroom apartment because we needed a bigger apartment, because I got more brothers and sisters. Every year there would be 1 brother or sister showing up. So, and then the new school, he also got a new teacher, as I got the teacher that was hitting me in the head, that totally hated me. He got a new teacher, very good looking, tall, beautiful, and he was thinking, wow, I lucked out. And the first day, he brought, he was brought in the class, presented in front of the class, and put absolutely in the last desk in the back of the class with another girl that was full of lies and considered the kind of like low and the shame of the class or something like that. And Alina is asking, well, what, I see more available seats in the front, why I'm in the back? And she said, Christians are, their place, it's only in the back. It's only, pretty much your place is in where all the shameful people of the society are put, and that's you. You're part of that group. And I remember Aline thinking the same thing. What's wrong with me, in comparison to everybody else? I look the same, and what is, why are we so hated? And then he got another teacher, which was really, really mean. And he was also the mother teacher for Aline. And he was really, really mean and really hated him and hit him a lot and called him so many names. And one time I remember, because we would have to put our hands up and they would be hit on the hands, and so the worst thing is when you had to put your hands on the desk and they would hit it on the fingernails. They would hit us on the fingernails. That was really bad. There were things like they would, the teacher would take our heads and hit it against the blackboard, throw things at us. What else? Oh, for the boys, they were constantly being lifted from these parts of their body all the way off the ground. So yeah. So there are different, torturous methods that we were treated, and we had the privilege to be treated by. And Aline got like, in one time, he got hit so bad on the hand that actually it was like with a corner of the this ruler, and it really made a hole in his hand, and started bleeding, and he took off, and he was gonna go and report this to the director of the school, and the teacher is literally running after him. So you can imagine, this kid this was in between 5th and 8th grade, running down the corridors of the school, which looked like prisons today because they were very stale and very cold and cement and not very colorful or anything like that. Things that were broken and things that were chipping and stuff like that. That's kind of the imagery. And, bleeding from something that this teacher did, and the teacher, who was huge size-wise, just running after him. I can only imagine that kind of like the horror that he must have had to go through that, trying to stop him from reporting him. My dad had to deal a lot with that sort of stuff too at work. He was really he had the smallest salary. He was put in the lamest position that paid the worst. They were making fun of him all the time. They were, again, the Satan's Christian. That was it was a curse type of thing, and constantly called names and put down and things like that. But within ourselves, in our family, between us, the siblings, we really stuck together because we had a common enemy, and our common enemy was the country and the system. And then at one point, our common enemy became our father. And then, so we kind of stuck together, and we tried to just goof around and have the best of time as possible together, and just really hold on to the smallest of memories and the smallest and the nicest, things. And so that's kind of wrapping it up. Chapter 1. This is part 2 of chapter 1, and it's just the mix of stories, and with the commentary, it kind of gives you a little bit of an illustration of how we as the kids grew up, as well as my parents, what they had to put up during communistic regime due to the fact that we were Christians. So hopefully you enjoy this, and hopefully this can explain some things, maybe gives you a broader understanding and helps you just to have a better understanding. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me, and you can add them, and then we will definitely talk about it. So have a good day, and we will come back with chapter 2. Have a good day.